Hey, it's Barry with Sequoia Supply. Here at the store, we get a lot of questions about what we carry in our pack. So on the way in this morning, I grabbed my backcountry ski pack and thought it would be a good idea to just let you guys know what some of us carry in the backcountry. Now, specifically, we're here in Calgary, so we're Rocky based. So a lot of the stuff that I have is associated with what you might find in our local mountains or what you might require. So this is the pack that I carry in the backcountry. So it's a standard snow pack. What I've got here is, I'll start from the outside. I always strap my helmet, and my goggles are inside my helmet on the outside of my pack. You can't ski the Rockies without skiing a tremendous amount of trees. So we always carry a helmet. I always put it on the outside of my pack because then I find that it gives me a lot more room on the inside. I always keep some type of SOS satellite device. In this case, I have a Garmin InReach Mini. The other thing that's usually on the outside is my microphone, specifically for my Bca Radio. All of the guys that I ski with all have radios that no matter how long you skied with somebody, you inevitably end up losing them before you get to the bottom. So it's really super nice to have that. There's usually something stuffed in every pocket. I always carry a buff or a spare buff and a headlamp. This is invaluable for a variety of different situations, as you can well imagine. Inside my specific pack, I've got a couple of different pockets, but I always carry my lunch, so they always have lots and lots of food. I carry, and this is something I almost never take out, it's just an insulated, this is a small down jacket. If everything goes right, it stays exactly packaged like that. But just in case you get cold, you always have a spare. I never hike up the mountain with my outer shell on, but often I will come down the mountain with the shell, even if it's not windy. I find that insulating layers tear, and it's super nice to have something that's impervious to spruces. I always hike with a thermos. I always have tea, and I always have an insulated water bottle. That would be the minimum amount of fluid that I would carry. So then in the main pouch is where I keep most of my avalanche gear. I have a variety of different bags. Sometimes it's nice. This is more of my items that are my personal, I call them personal supplies that I like to carry. Probably some of the most important things, perhaps. Extra set of contacts, some batteries, some Kleenex, toilet paper, and in some circumstances you need sunscreen. So that's what would go into what I call my personal item bag. I always carry a bivvy. I've yet to ever have to use it. I carry it in the hiking season and I carry it in the winter season. I just feel that if you ever need one, it's there, it's light, it's small, it's super easy to carry around. Then I have a bag that's similar to the yellow bag, but for me, it's just what it is. It's a series of just emergency items. I sometimes just carry my headlamp in here, and I sometimes put them in other pockets, depending on what I'm doing. But in this situation here, I've got anything that I could use in order to get it if I have a problem. So I always carry wax for my skins. I always carry a couple of different lighters, always, and I also have a ferro rod. I've got a couple of ski straps, which are super handy. If you've ever had a binding break on you in the backcountry, you can always strap your boot to your ski. I carry a knife, a bit of duct tape, and then a ski scraper. So these are all things that not necessarily, a ski scraper is not necessarily an emergency item, but if you've ever had your glue stick to your skis, it sure is a handy item to clean off the glue off the bottom of your skis. Depending on the time of year, in this particular case, I have a set of Crampons in my backpack. That's more of a spring style thing. And then a first aid kit. You can carry whatever you want in your personal first aid kit. In this case, I just got it stuffed with Band-Aids. I've got some earplugs. If you ever go to a hut, it's sure nice to have some earplugs. And then just standard avalanche gear. Like you would have your transceiver on you. I don't carry it in my pack. I usually have it strapped to me. But in this case, I've got a shovel, a saw, if you're into snow studies, and then a probe. In this case, it's a 2.4. It's kind of a short probe. It's more of a, probably my West Coast friends would say, you need a 3-meter probe, but in this case, I have a 2.4, typically good enough for most of our snowpacks here in the Rockies. And that's probably about it. This particular pack holds about 35 liters, which I feel is kind of the minimum size for Rocky Mountain backcountry skiing, mostly because you need a couple of extra layers. So this is what's in my pack. So please get out there, enjoy yourself, be prepared. And if you're ever in Calgary, please stop by our store and say hello.